Welcome back, everyone. Welcome back. Hope you enjoyed that lovely brutal OSC as we have returned. We returned with the Fusion Esports League Cracov 2025 qualifier number 2, and a big, massive shout out to Wardy, Wardy, God, thank you so much for the raid. Hope you had a great stream, hope you had a great cast, hope you had a great time with the Wardy TV European League. As of course, we were ourselves running our own qualifier. We were running, shout out to, of course, Geralt, shout out to Kashim, shout out to all those working behind the scenes on the FEL, on the Fusion Esports League. For those that are unaware, for those that maybe haven't been made aware, this is a big offline event happening in Poland, happening in Bologna. Is actually going to be taking place after the Esports World Cup. After EWC, a couple of days later, bam, there's going to be a big offline event happening in Poland. It was announced a week ago, maybe just over a week ago at this point, and this is the second global qualifier. The first one was last night, and now we are here with our second qualifier as well. Again, there are going to be some global invites, some regional invites as well. We'll be going over the entirety of the event, or at least the Wikipedia page, after the qualifier. For now, we're jumping in and spawning in the top right-hand corner of ley lines. We have the Polish Terran player. We have the blue Terran. Representing RSC Esports, it is Spirit. And spawning in the bottom left-hand corner, we have his opponent. We have the Polish Protoss player, the red Protoss. Representing Offside Esports, it is Krystianer. Let's go, Bobby, let's go. And again, we are nearing the end of the broadcast, so we only have 2 matches remaining here. For those that are curious, we just wrapped up with the upper qualifying match, and Mana, he popped off. He was able to bring down Kelazar Diego in the upper qualifying match. It was a very intense back and forth. It was a brutal, especially game 2. Game 2 was crazy. I highly recommend the VODs. The game on Persephone was out of this world, and now we are here in the lower brackets. We're here to find out who is the second player to join Mana in the main event. Let's go. As we're jumping into our best of 3, now the winner of this series will advance on to the final qualifying match of today's broadcast. The winner of the series goes up against Kelazar in a best of 5. And we'll see if it's going to be a rematch between Spirit and Kelazar, or a initial series here between Krystianer and Kelazar instead. For the time being, we are going for an economic opener. Single gas start here by Spirit, so going for a Rax expand, so economic start out of our Terran player. Meanwhile, we have Krystianer going for a standard opener himself, going for a Gate Cyber expand. So standard opener out of Krystianer, likewise something more aggressive something more economic out of Spirit. And if you're in the chat, before I forget, it's Gamba time. It's Gamba time. Predictions are open. Place your bets on who you think will claim the series. Best of luck in the chat as we jump into our best of 3. Let's go. Let us go. Best of luck with your predictions. For a long time, Spirit, of course, has been the best Terran player in all of Poland, but Krystianer, he has also been able to win some Polish lands himself, even over Spirit. So Krystianer, he has posed a threat to him. He has been able to bring him down in the past. In general, I do favor Spirit over Krystianer, but I do know that in recent times, Krystianer has been getting better and better results, has been improving in skill, and now does pose a greater threat to Spirit. Let's go. For now, Twilight Council opener, standard tech of choice here from Krystianer, working towards Blink. Meanwhile, Spirit back at home setting up his own 1-1-1. There's no crazy faster second Rax. There's no crazy faster third TC. No crazy setup yet. As it does move in. We'll be able to disrupt the economy here at the natural. Gets an SCV kill, not bad. Gets an SCV and should be able to shade away. The second Adept has arrived to shut down the Hellion at least. To attempt to focus down, but oh, brutal shade there. The Adept does fall. The Hellion will survive, and Spirit, he defends. Spirit, he will defend here. Even taking down both Adepts. Rough trade here for Krystianer. Ay, 2 Adepts for nothing. He gets an SCV, that is true, but only the 1 worker. And that's a better trade here for Spirit. Behind this, opening up Banshee. Okay, I was curious to see what the add-ons are going to be looking like. Tech Lab on the Starport, Tech Lab on the factory as well, working towards even doubling down into Cloak Banshee. Let's go. Let us go. As now we do have a Cloak on the way. Banshees are amassing. We'll just see Krystianer claiming his third base. So again, a pretty economic opener here from Krystianer, going up to a 2-gate setup, so 2-gate Blink into a third. Very greedy here from our Protoss player. And we'll see if he can get away with that greed. Can he get away with it? The Hellion will confirm the timing of the third base. It's already almost halfway done. Spirit is aware of how greedy he has been, and the Banshees are moving out. One Banshee towards the top side. We have a second Banshee on the way as well. So far, Krystianer, he has not seen anything in the main. Despite the prevalence of course, sentry-based openers and hallucinated scouts, no sentry, no hallucination, no scout. So a little bit greedy there from Krystianer to cut that corner. He's going to be relying on the Observer instead. Observer moves out. Spirit right down the center, or at least he's set up here at the ramp. Remember, he saw the early third base timing. He knows. Waiting for another tank. Banshee soon to move in. Krystianer, he does spot the army. Well, spots the army. Hunts down the Hellion. Spirit still building up. Observer doesn't see the Banshee. He's still not aware. And the bases, they're so vulnerable. They're so exposed. We have two Stalkers out to the main. Nothing here at the natural. Observer does pop out. They're out of position. They're across the map. Force a recall. Force a recall back home. And here comes Spirit. Right down the center. Right down mid. Free damage here from the Banshee. Does pull a couple of boys. Just to repair, at least somewhat. Yeah, there's 3 SCVs. Tanks are pushing in. They're getting within range of the Nexus. Oh, they do siege. Yeah, brutal positioning here. Krystianer unable to slow him down. Tanks do siege up, and Krystianer, he can't afford to lose this. He has to fight. He has to fight for it. 10 probes going to be going down. Brutal damage already. Dives on the tank. We'll lose the Immortal. Yeah, we'll lose one. Both tanks do go down. And with that, Krystianer looks like he will save the base. Yeah, he's saving the expansion. It's a brutal trade here. It's a messy fight. Krystianer being zoned away. Spirit still pushing in. Even repairing the Banshee. Repairing what he can. We come in for the full surround though. There should be enough Stalkers, and Krystianer, he will hold. He will hold. He will clean this up. Nice clean up here from our Protoss. Likewise, chases down the final tank as well. Spirit overextending, but at the same time, the Banshee is still popping up. 16 probe kills. Spirit, calm down. The push may have been cleaned up, but the Banshees, they're still popping up. They're still wreaking havoc. 2 Banshees still in the bases. Probe still going down. Krystianer forced a counter attack. And what can he get done? No bunker. No bunker. There's 1 tank at the ramp. There's only a handful of Marines. He could go for the dive. He's going for it. Yeah, he does go for the dive. Takes down the tank. Takes down the bio. Boys are being pulled. And we're, in a sense, going for a bit of a base trade here. As that's going to be 21 probe kill Stalkers. They blink up into the main. Came with the production. More boys being pulled. More SCV's going to be going down. But another tank has arrived. Oh, never mind. Gets a tank. Takes down the tank. Takes down the Marauder as well. Oh, it does barely miss it. There we go. Marauder does go down. Takes down the Marauder. This is decent damage here from Krystianer. Bearing in mind, he does save the Nexus. The third base is still alive. Still making works. Still making probes. Still making workers. Krystianer forced out of the bases. The bunkers are empty. And he's still rallying. Still rallying across the map. Still moving in. Krystianer, he defends back at home, has cleaned everything up. Now we can focus. Now we can focus on the main push, on the counter attack. And he does have high ground vision. Moving in. Going for the bunker. One more volley. Oh, barely does bring it down. Takes out the bunker. Takes a 4th base behind this. And without a bunker, without any tanks, how does he defend? How does Spirit hold? How does he hold on? More SCVs getting picked up. They had brutal damage. Ay. That's Krystianer. He's still reinforcing. And he still sees the lack of setup here. We have a tank on the way, but the tank is still in production. Spirit, he needs more time. Likewise, he does have stim. He's holding on to it. There it is. Does stim, does force a blink. Krystianer forced it back up. Likewise, trading out Stalkers. Yeah, some rough losses, but he wants those Marauders. There we go. 1. Oh, almost 2. Takes down a Marauder. I would say a better trade here for Spirit. Forces back the Stalkers. Again, that was 6 Stalkers for 1 Marauder, at least when it comes to gas trading. And Spirit holds. Spirit, he's holding on. I say that Krystianer is not stopping. Again, he's getting his 4th base fully saturated. He's on the way. Charge is almost done. Krystianer making his way into the main. Spirit claiming his 3rd. Going for his own drop as well. Okay, we're getting a little bit chaotic here. Spirit dropping across the map. Stalkers ain't the 3rd. They distract Spirit at the same time, dropping into the main. And SCVs are going down. Goes for the warp in. Ooh, Krystianer supply blocked. He supply blocked. He cannot warp in. Jump across the map. Krystianer is keeping up. Spirit, he defends the main. 10 SCV kills. Ooh, at the same time, Medevac goes down. Krystianer, he holds, and he's just pulling Spirit apart at this point. Yeah, there's Zealous in the main, the natural, and we're pushing in towards the third as well. Spirit, he's holding just barely, but still bleeding out too many SCVs. It's going to be 14 dead workers down to 37, and Krystianer is going in for the kill. He's going in for the kill at this point. Massive warp in the main. Spirit, he cannot keep up. Again, the Banshees did pop off earlier, but he lost everything. GG, and Krystianer, he takes game number 1. Whew. Oh my god. GG, well played. Krystianer does take a lead in the series. Again, a very intense, very chaotic game 1. Spirit, he was achieving so much damage with the early game Banshee harass, but if you remember, he also lost his entire main army. He lost 3 tanks. He lost 3 tanks pushing in. He lost his bio army as well. Without those tanks, he was vulnerable back at home, and shout out to Krystianer for counterattacking. He didn't stay back home. He wasn't too passive. He wasn't too tentative. He counterattacked immediately. He was able to break Spirit back at home. GG. GG, well played. With that, we're getting into game number 2, and we'll see where this takes us. I'm hoping for a back and forth. I want to see an ace match, but the pressure is on Spirit. Let's go. Let us go. Whew. So we're getting into game 2. Game 2 is going to be on Persephone. Okay. Smaller map, I would say. Smaller map, shorter rush distance by ground, more direct rush distance as well. Does favor more aggression, especially in the early to mid game, but here we go. Spawning in the bottom left hand corner of Persephone, we have the Polish Terran player. We have the blue Terran down in the series. We'll see if he can bounce back and make a series out of this. It is Spirit, or ROC Esports. And spawning in the top left-hand corner, we have his opponents. We have the Polish Protoss player. We have the red Protoss representing Offside Esports, leading the series 1-0, 1 game away from advancing on to a qualifying match. It is Krystianer. Here we go. So we are calming down. We're settling in. Spirit's moving out very early on with the SCV, and the goal here should be to block the natural. So we're moving in with the eBay block as we're skirting around the edge of the map, avoiding the main scouting path. Meanwhile, Krystianer going for his own gate cyber setup. Yeah, the SCV moves in, and the eBay is on the way. Now, Krystianer, he doesn't quite check in time. He did dip down for a moment there, but it's going to be a late scout by Krystianer, and with that, he's going to be forced to expand at the unnatural natural. So basically, the goal here is that you're able to slip by, able to sneak in, able to get enough progression, enough production on this eBay to force out a base elsewhere. So Krystianer, he cannot expand here at the natural, forced to expand at the 3rd location instead. There it is. Forced to expand at the 3rd. Behind this, we could see a factory before CC. Spirit does cancel, gets a refund, and he's going for the CC. Okay, so racks expand out of Spirits. There are some players, oh, never mind, going for the bunker initially, in the mineral line, being as annoying as possible. If this bunker finishes, he can deny mining with that Reaper. Oh, so the probe is trying to rotate around, trying to keep up. The SCV is quite low, and it should be deterred. Yeah. Krystianer defense. At least for the time being. Reaper's on the way. SCV goes back in. He goes back in. Oh, as we do have a bit of a pause. Hopefully everything is okay. Thankfully this pause, there's no like major like micro happening at the moment. There's no like big engage happening or anything like that. So hopefully everything's okay from the side of Krystianer. And when it comes to our build of choice, what I was trying to get into here is that some players will delay their CC and go for a faster factory, and in this position go for a reactored Hellion, and then harass the mineral lines and try to poke in between the main base and the natural as well. But here, Spirit, he still went for the CC. Still went for the faster CC, goes to the bunker instead. And here we go, he does move out. Oh, the bunker will barely not finish in time. Does barely not complete. Reaper looking for a way in. And as the Reaper is deflected, as the bunker doesn't finish, a big shout to Fiant in the chat. God, thank you so much. Big shout to Fiant. Fiant, of course, was streaming his POV and competing in this qualifier. So I hope you had a good time over on your stream. I know it did go down, but I hope to see you in the next qualifier, as there is a final third qualifier as well for this tournament. So hope to see you there. Hope to see you there. GG, well played. Get some rest, Pappy. Get some rest. Estefiant. Also, before I forget, it happened during the downtime when we were on a break screen. But a shout to Scafley. Shout to Scafley in the chat as well for resubscribing for 4 months. God, thank you so much. Thank you so much for subscribing. Hope you enjoy the content. Hope you enjoy the casting. Hope you enjoy the StarCraft. Thank you. Thank you so much for the resub. As the bunker is denied, the Reaper is deflected. Krystianer, he does defend initially here, but as you can see, it can be quite awkward to rotate between your third and between your main base as well. We'll see if Spirit is able to abuse this. For now, settling in, going for his 2-1-1 setup. Second racks and starport. Oh, okay, so the tech lab was made on the factory, goes for the add-on swap into, I would imagine, earlier Banshee play. Oh, my mistake, my apologies. Earlier Raven, no Banshee this time. I mean, we had Banshees in game 1, here, opening up Raven. This is a way to harass, of course. It's a way to have persistent harassment as well, as you can keep the Raven in between the bases and just keep going for auto turrets. But also, this is less committed than the Banshees, for example. So this is less committed. Spirit, he's calming down. Oh. As the Reaper does fall. So we go. Krystianer, he does move out. He's going to gain map control, taking his third base. Again, it was a 2-gate blink setup, 2-gate blink into a third. Very greedy, very economic build here from Krystianer. Raven moves in. Krystianer, he is keeping up. He's keeping up, he's zoning away. And likewise, Krystianer hoping to catch it and kind of move out as well from the natural. Spirit going for a very bio-heavy composition. Again, no tank production, no tanks, no Widow Mines, not yet. Oh, blinks into the main. And the upgrade's not yet done. Can he deny Stim? No shot. Boys are being pulled. He cannot lose Stim. As Spirit, he will zone back the army. He will defend, thankfully. It does push Krystianer out. Does save Stim. Auto tarts back into the main. Krystianer a little bit late to respond. We'll bleed out 2 workers. So you get for not telling me to stop restreaming. Big love. Estefiant, papi. Yeah. You're an animal, papi. You're an animal. Take care, Fian. Take care. So far, he does break out. Again, he's been quite committed. Third CC's on the way behind this. Stim is finishing up. Combat shields +1. A really strong bio timing here from Spirit. And Krystianer, he's aware of it. Can he stop it though? Charge will finish up just in time. Getting a second immortal. Spirit going for a split push. Interesting. Not hitting yet. Still building up his forces. I mean, he got scouted. Doesn't move out yet. Ideally, does want to catch out some of these stalkers. Does spot him. They do spot each other. Drop towards the main. Krystianer pulls away. Drop does boost in. And Spirit does find a stalker. Not bad. The main base is exposed. As a handful of stalkers. Does unload. Worker's going to be forced back. Does force a recall. The mine shots are brutal. Wooden Mines do connect. Army's still going to be clashing. Krystianer, can he take this fight? Does at least clean up the Wooden Mines. Wooden Mines go down, and Spirit, he is deflected. Despite that, 7 probe kills, not bad. Does get 7 workers. Auto tower set popping off. 10 probes going down. And Krystianer checks for a third, sees that there is none, backs off. Doesn't try to break the natural. Again, we have a massive army here waiting. Krystianer pulls away, and from here he can just expand. He can take a 4th, build up, work towards splash damage, Colossus, Storm. We can see Colossus production has begun. And there's a 4th base. We're building up into the mid-game. And Spirit he sees. Does spot the probe, does see the pylon. We're getting into a longer game. It's been very tense, and we've seen Spirit go for some move outs and posture in the center, but he never really committed outside of the drop, which was successful for the most part. Now the game continues. The game does continue. Spirit establishing his own 3rd. I will say that the 4th base for Krystianer is a little bit late. Ideally, you do want to be taking your base as your opponent does, as your opponent takes a 3rd. Krystianer wants a 4th. 2nd Robo is on the way for double Colossus production, eventually into Disruptors. Spirit's army is spotted. But Krystianer, does he have enough to work with here? Again, he still needs a little bit more time for that 2nd Colossus. And nice EMP. EMPs pop up. He only has the 1 Colossi. And instead of going for the Zealot counterattack, headed for the 3rd. 2nd Colossus has arrived. Krystianer, he does bust into the mineral line. And he's holding. Yeah, so far so good. He is holding on. Here comes that 2nd Colossus. The swipes are going up. Takes on the bio. And Spirit, he does pull away in time. Does save the workers. Does save his mineral line. Krystianer does hold on. Drop back into the main. Probes are still going down. Auto tower on the right hand side as well. And this is getting out of hand. 14 probe kills. Ay, ay, ay. 15 probes even. 15 workers go down. Spirit, he didn't lose many SCVs at all. Checking units lost here. He lost 2. He lost 2 SCVs. Barely anything. Spirit, he defends, he attacks, and now Spirit has a massive supply lead. He's just been out trading Krystianer. And Krystianer, he cannot keep up. Not anymore. If he can catch out these drops, then he can try to recover. Speaking of, does clean up the drop in the main. Means a 1 medevac drop. Likewise, if he can buy enough time for Disruptor production, then he can still take some better fights, even down in supply. If he can land a couple of key Novas, he can survive. But the pressure is very much so on Krystianer here, and we're still waiting for said Disruptors. The Viking count is building up. Spirit claiming a 4th base. Spirit, he has the greater economy. Building up the greater army as well. Spirit is going to be the first to max out, and he's snowballing out of control. Here comes the first Disruptor, but again, it's just going to be the one. It's the economy that's been killing Krystianer here. Losing too many workers, late expansions. As ideally Krystianer, he just needs to slow the game down. He needs to slow it down, take more bases. Disruptors are building up. Okay. So Krystianer, he's recovering. Likewise, Spirit, he still has the more ideal army. From here, we should be working towards Liberators, towards a Fusion Core. Until then, Krystianer still has potential. And again, Spirit has been quite passive. I'm a little bit surprised. He had the opportunity to be a little bit more active, to go for some more drop play or to posture on the map, but he's been stuck at home. He's been just turtling up back at home instead. Just doing Spirit things, true. Throwing down sensor towers, missile turrets, bunkers. And John missile goes off. Vikings, they move in. They don't quite get the Colossus. Krystianer does hold at the same time. Zellarama runs into a planetary. Spirit, he holds on. Nice Nova. Does catch 8 SCVs. Does catch 8 workers. Colossus barely does survive. His drops are deflected. And again, Krystianer, he has bought enough time. I say Krystianer's bought enough time. At the same time, I want to say that Spirit, he's given him the breathing room that he needs. Like Spirit, he has been relatively passive for the past couple of minutes, which has allowed Krystianer to recover. Has allowed that to happen. Nice snipe. Takes down the Colossus. Novas. Some panic Novas here out of Krystianer. They drop into the bases. Forces the recall. Krystianer not paying attention. Getting caught out completely. Yeah, and Spirit, he does catch the army. Massive win for Spirit. Catches out the Colossus. Getting another as well. Catching all the disruptors. And Spirit, he takes the fight. From here, he just keep pushing. He does not have to slow down. Breaks through the Zealots. GG gets called, and Spirit, he will take game number 2, tying up the series. We are going to the ace match. GG. We're getting into the ace match here. We're getting into game 3. Again, some really nice engagements out of Spirit to be able to distract Krystianer. That's what it kind of came down to. Because he was dropping across the map, Krystianer, he wasn't looking at his main army. We saw Spirit close that distance, dive on top of the disruptors, dive on top of the Colossus as well, and was able to claim the fight. GG. Snowball from there. And now we're going all the way to game 3. Let's go. Let us go. Here we go. We're getting into the ace match here, and we'll see how this story ends. Honestly, could go either way, but we are loading into a smaller map. Up next, Pylon. Ooh, Pylon known for aggressive builds, known for aggression, known for all-ins. We'll see if Spirit is willing to do that, though. Again, Spirit, he's known for being a little bit more macro, a little bit more economic. We'll see how Spirit will adjust. So we are loading in. Oh, here we go. Catching up. This is how Spirit plays. Yeah, we had that line in the previous game as well. It's like, this is Spirit. Like, at times, not always, but more often than not, he's one to just calm things down, take a slower approach. He can be aggressive. He can go for all-ins, for sure. But his comfort zone is to just slow things down a little bit at times. But here we go. We're getting into the ace match, and spawning in the bottom right-hand corner of Pylon, we have the Polish Terran player. We have the blue Terran representing ROC Esports, tying up the series and forcing the ace match. It is Spirit. And spawning in the top left-hand corner, we have his opponent. We have the red Protoss player, the Polish Protoss, representing Offside Esports. Being forced into the ace match, it is Krystianer. We go. Here we go. Once again, we're calming things down. Ooh. And again, we'll see how this story ends. Again, it's a best of 3, so regardless of how this ends, I mean, this is the final game of the series. As a reminder, Kellizer is Diego. He's waiting for the win of this series in a best of 5 in the qualifying match. Will it be a TvT or TvP? Can we avoid the mech versus mech? If you missed the series earlier, Kellizer, he did actually defeat Spirits in a TvT, embracing mech, of course. So a lot of mech involved. Oh no, not like this. Likewise, Kellizer has had some time to rest, to recover, while Spirit's been duking it out. Assuming we end up in that situation. Otherwise, Krystianer, we'll see if he can actually have his chance at Kellizer as well. Again, could still go either way. For now, economic opener, racks expand, only a single gas geyser out of Spirits, and this time there's no eBay block. So no block across the map. Standard economic start out of our Terran player. Now, last game, Spirit, he did go for a very bio-heavy composition, if you remember. He was going for an earlier stim timing, earlier +1, earlier combat shields, and 0 tanks. As he went for a very fast second racks to make that all happen. We'll see what he goes for this time. As Krystianer does probe scout, he does get eyes on the timing of the CC, so he knows. He's aware of the economic start. Back at home, he's settling in. calming down. Likewise, Zealot does move out across the map to delay the CC. Adept is on the way as well, and he will delay. SCV is going to be forced back. A nice start here for Krystianer. Behind the Spirit going for the 1-1-1. Hellions are amassing. And Krystianer, he shouldn't force a cancel here, but he will delay. So a nice start for Krystianer. He does see the Hellion, he backs off. Backs off, pulls away. Second Adept is now reinforcing. We'll see if he can get on top of that Hellion. Oh. Does pull away, gets a Marine. Yeah, does bully back the army, and can he delay? He cannot! Yeah, the CC will barely complete in time and gets one SCV. But Spirit, he finishes. He does finish the command center. Cleans up the Adepts. And Spirit holds. Spirit, he does hold on. Did cost him a couple of workers. That was 2 workers going down and a Marine as well. But the game will continue. This time Krystianer going for a much safer follow-up, actually. As a reminder, last game we saw Krystianer go 2-gate blink into a third, but we are on Pylon. Again, Pylon, shorter rush distance by ground, more exposed bases. So here he fully walls off with 2 more gates and a robo. Sorry, 3-gate blink. 3-gate blink on 2 bases. Oh. He might cancel the gateway and go for a faster expansion. We'll see. Chop is deflected. Behind this Spirit going for the add-on sub, going into Cloak Banshee. Just like game 1. Yeah, there's a cancel. Yeah, there's a cancellation. Cancels into a third. So 2-gate blink into a third base for Krystianer. Still quite greedy. So far as keeping up with the Hellion drop. But this is keeping Krystianer busy here. And we saw this previously in the series as well. Do you see what I see? No sentry. No sentry, no hallucination, no hallucination scattered across the map, no vision on the Cloak Banshee. Very similar to game 1. Game 1, the same thing happened. He's going to have to rely heavily here on the Observer instead. So the Observer is on the way. It's going to be a later scout as a result. As the Observer moves out, Banshees, they're getting ready to move in. I'm concerned here for Krystianer. We've seen this before. I mean, technically, Krystianer did still win game 1. But it was chaotic. It's a chaotic game. Krystianer pokes in. He does have some Stalkers in position. He does have the second Observer. And there we go. Does scout, does confirm. He knows. He is aware. Banshee has arrived though, just at the same time. Probe's going to be going down. Again, 1 Banshee can 2 shots. And probes are falling. Where's the Observer? Where's the detection? Okay, back at him. Is back at him despite that 6 probe kills. 6 workers go down. Ooh, Banshee does fall. At the same time, Hellions drop back into the base, getting even more damage. Getting up to 8, up to 9, up to 10. 11 probe kills, 12. Oh god, 12 workers go down. Really nice damage here by Spirit, bearing in mind that Hellions, they don't really scale well into a longer game. They do not scale well, but they still find more damage. And here comes the second Banshee. Spirit, he's not done. He is not done. Heads towards the natural, but the Observer's in position. Yeah, this time Krystianer is ready. Somewhat. Spirit gets 3 more probes. 3 more workers, pulls away. At the same time, back at him, Spirit, he's secure. He's got his tanks, he has his bunker, he has his bio. This time, Krystianer, he cannot push into this. Ooh, and he barely misses the move out. Oh, never mind. Papi, por favor. Krystianer. He barely caught a glimpse of the tank. And he should snipe it. Yeah, the tank will go down. Nice pickoff. Claims the tank. Spirit is pushing. He wants the third. Yeah, Spirit stims in. Does catch a sentry, not bad. Sentry goes down. Krystianer trying to keep up. He's trying to. But again, there's just so much bio here. As Zelsay dive in, they track the line shots. Oof. Drag them into the Stalkers. And without Zealots, these soldiers are so fragile. They're so exposed. Yeah, they're being focused down one after the other. Nice target firing here out of Spirit, getting in with every single Stalker. Down to 3, down to 2, down to 1. One Stalker left. And nice big old stare from Spirit. The Banshee goes back in. Now there are less Stalkers. Gets a probe, denies mining, heads towards the main. But Krystianer, he does save the expansion. True. Does save the base. But Spirit, he doesn't care. He's just rallying. He's just rallying everything across the map. He's not stopping. Oh. That's when the mine does connect. Colossus has arrived. Krystianer trying to hold on here. Building up a second Colossus. Third base is exposed. It's getting quite low. Spirit, he has to make a choice. Does he try to dive on the base? Krystianer is holding. Yeah, warps in more Zealots. Cleans up the mines. And Krystianer holds. Whew, okay. He survives, Pappy. He saves the third base. Spirit pulls away, claiming his own third. Spirit still has momentum. He still has the better economy. He's on an even base count with full saturation. And Krystianer, he has no fourth. Yeah, no fourth base. Late fourth out of Krystianer. Spirit keeping up that momentum. I mean, as we mentioned in the last game, there are some games where Spirit, he's a little bit more passive, a little bit more defensive. But you can see here, Spirit's been very aggressive, very assertive. Again, on the brink of breaking Krystianer. As for now, we're calming things down. Ghost production has begun, Viking production as well. Spirit, he's building up. And so is Krystianer. And now that we're moving past the early to mid game here, Spirit, he does have a lead. Does have that economic lead. That translates into a larger army. The pressure once again is going to be on Krystianer to try to recover in some way. In the last game, we saw that his chance to do that was going to be with Disruptors. Here we have somewhat of a Zealot run by.
Your forces are under attack.
And once again, yep, Disruptors. And we have triple robot production. Okay. 2 more robots being thrown down. Gases are being saturated. And we're building up to a mass Disruptor. And we'll see if Krystianer can get there. And once again, just like last game, even if he is down in supply, he can still take a fight. He has potential. So we're slowing things down. Krystianer now claiming his fourth. Dark Shrine is on the way. Right? Went behind Dark Shrine. It's going to be another way here to try to recover and bounce back. Spirit keeps up with his Zealot run by. Stalkers on the right hand side. Gets a bunker. Not bad. As long as he doesn't lose anything. Takes down the bunker. There we go, making 3 Disruptors at a time. That's going to be a lot of Disruptors. That's going to be a lot of Novas. A lot of balls. Oh boy. Building up a heavy Disruptor count. Currently, Spirit is unaware. He has yet to see the army that's amassing. If he was, we would be staying on a lower Viking count, just because there's only 2 Colossus, and working towards Liberators instead. It's currently Spirit. He's on 10 Vikings, soon to be 12. Both armies are maxing out. Again, we do have a bit of a lull here. And there's that Fusion Core. Fusion Core in towards Liberator range and Liberator production. Spirit, he's almost there. A lot of this will come down to the engagements, will come down to the positional play. Scan reveals all the Disruptors. Spirit, he knows. He's moving in. Never goes up. Has to be careful. Has to be so careful. Spirit, calm down. My phone thinks I'm talking to it. God damn it. Spirit rotates. Once again, trying to catch up the army. Novas go up. This time, Krystianer is paying attention. It's not going to be a repeat of game 2. If you remember in game 2, Krystianer, he was caught with his pants down, caught looking elsewhere. He was distracted by a run by or by a drop. This time, he's attentive. Zelts into the mineral line. Bunker will defend. I guess does get a couple of SCVs. EMPs are popping off. Vikings, they bully back the Colossus. They get 1, they get 2. Both Colossus go down. Prism into the main. Will warp in. Does barely warp in. Going for Dark Temple. We could try to go for the Ghost Academy, but not going for the economy. SCV is going to be falling. Krystianer is pushing in. It's going to be 7 SCV kills and potentially dying some of the tech. +3 is also exposed. He's moving in. Nova zones away. Krystianer is still popping up in the main, at least trying to. Doesn't really get any major tech structures though. At the same time, not quite able to push in towards the expansion. Gets 12 SCVs. Once again, zoning away. Decent damage out of Krystianer. Now going back into Colossus. Liberator production has arrived. Getting into those liberators. You can, as you saw the dynamic there, when disruptors hit the field, you can see the Protoss player gain kind of momentum, gain control, and Spirit has to respect it, has to pull back, has to avoid the Novas. That dynamic does change once the Liberator count gets higher. As Liberators, they can start to gain ground control, zone away the ground army instead. And then it's all about positional play. And if the game goes longer, once the Liberator count gets high enough, it does force out Skytoss, it forces out Tempest. But we'll see if we can get there. You want nice EMPs? EMPs do connect. Spirit, he does drop in, takes out a mineral line, does force a recall. It only recalls a couple of Stalkers. Spirit, he can still take this fight. Yeah, that was a rough recall. The base still goes down, Disruptor as well. Better fight for Spirit. Krystianer, he did misjudge. Once again, Colossus, they're going down. The Vikings, they dominate. They dominate the skies. They land on the Disruptors. They focus on 2 Disruptors. Nice pickups going for the nuke. Goes to nuke as well. Decent Nova. Nova does catch a couple of ghosts. But the nuke is on the way in. Does he notice? Oh no! He does this! The nuke! Oh my god. Okay, does connect. Takes out 25 probes. I mean, in conjunction with the other drop as well. Yeah, the nuke lands. And we're pushing in. Drop is being dealt with. Another base goes down. Krystianer being pulled apart. Being torn apart here. Drop is still active and now going into the main. And Krystianer's going for the counterattack. He's going for the counterattack. He's attempting to go for potentially a base trade. Meanwhile, Spirit, he's not done. He can still move in. Krystianer, where are we going? What's the plan? Where are we headed, Pappy? Where are we headed? Oh, that's a kill, not a cancel. Yeah, brutal pickup. 32 probe kills. Spirit is kiting well, still has the higher base count, the higher economy. Novas, oh, some panic Novas, a bit of friendly fire. And Spirit, he might be cleaned up here. He will be cleaned up, but this was worth it. This was well worth it for Spirit. As behind this, he's on 5 bases, getting another expansion, building up his reinforcements. Liberation has arrived, making 4 Liberators at a time, and more nukes as well. Building up his nukes, building up more Liberators. And Krystianer, he's all in. He's on 3 bases. He's stuck on 3 bases. Does have an army to work with, but how does he push into these liberation zones? There's too much freedom. There's too much freedom, Pappy. Yeah. Krystianer looking for a way in. Liberators arrive across the map. Oof. Yeah, there's a lot of freedom, Pappy. As Spirit sets up here, and Krystianer, he got pushed in. He cannot move into this. And this is why we mentioned earlier that typically when the Liberator count gets high enough, it forces Skytoss. GG gets called, and Spirit, he will claim the series 2-1, advancing on to the qualifying match. GG. Ooh, GG, well played. Congratulations, Spirit. He will claim this series. Again, a very intense back and forth between Spirit and Krystianer, but for the most part, in Game 2 and Game 3, Spirit, he had a stronger early to mid game. He was able to claim a lead, able to deal critical economic damage, and again, be able to maintain that economic lead, that economic edge, max out, and dominate in a longer game. We saw that Krystianer, he was playing catch-up for the most part. There were some better moments here in Game 3 when it came to the DT harass, when it came to the Zealot warp-ins, when it came to his presence on the map, but only a couple of moments. In the end, the drop play still pulled him apart. I'm referring to the moments when we saw Spirit drop on the left-hand side, did force a recall, didn't recall enough units, so Spirit, he was still being successful there, was able to pull apart his opponent, push in, break the bases. GG. GG, well played. With that, Spirit does claim it, and with that, we have one series left in the qualifier. Let's catch up on the brackets. I know that a lot of people are tuning in for the first time, thanks to the Wardy raid, of course, but let us switch our scenes over and catch up on the bracket itself. Let's go.